So a few weeks ago, I was working at a client's office on this project in which I was liaising with this person internally. This person was there to help me and assist me in case I needed any materials and anything for like workshop, admin kind of stuff. Anyway, everything was pretty nice at first. We met, she was lovely, I was super polite, and it was all good. All of a sudden, really strangely, there was this day where I had to facilitate a workshop, and then she had all of these stationery materials, and I approached her and I said, hey, just really wanted to get the materials. Before I could say a word, she just looked at me and said, what do you want? In such a tone and really awful energy. And then I remember just looking at her, kind of like, what? And I remember saying to her face, are you okay? And she just obviously replied, yes, I'm okay. What do you want? God knows what had happened to her, but clearly she was not okay. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this with you guys is because obviously, it's the end of the year, end of a decade. 2020 is just around the corner, and it really took me back to where I was a few years ago, when I was, climbing the corporate ladder, working in my, what I call my previous life, my corporate life. And if I recall well, I was, at a point rather miserable and not happy and really stressed, and I couldn't see anything beyond what was in front of me, and I couldn't really feel fulfilled and feel that I was providing something and doing something meaningful. And I remember telling a friend last week about what's happened to this lady I'm saying to you, and she's like, Ali, you just gotta remember, people don't see what you can now see. And that just made me think, is it that because I've gone out of my way and decided that I want to grow and I want to do something meaningful and I want to create something that has a sense of value and purpose and legacy for me, is that what's missing from people's in a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you guys, but what I do know, and this is because we work with tons of individuals who are just pretty frustrated and annoyed and depressed in the work that they do. It all feels so very numb, like you're just going to work without being productive. You're going to work without feeling engaged. You're going to work without wanting to work with your peers and colleagues. You're going to work without having a sense of appreciation and love and care and meaning and drive. And that is bad. That is really bad, guys. And I get it. I've been there. I was there. And I got out of there. And if I have to go back there, anything that will come my way has to feel right in my heart. It has to have a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose, a sense of passion, a sense of legacy, a sense of growth. If you today feel stuck, challenged by the environment you're at, and you wake up in the morning not wanting to go to that office, then something has to change. 2020 is around the corner, and you're gonna feel more numb over Christmas, the silly season, and wine and drinks and family time, thinking that everything will be okay. Nothing will be okay until you make a change, until you really decide what has to change. Now, I would ask you this question, and I want you to think about this. If you do want to wake up every morning and feel different, what would that one thing be that you will try to test and see how you feel applying it? I talk to people about how I have myself prototype my life to the point where I'm able to understand the challenges that I'm going through. I define potential ways that I could solve them. I come up with ideas. I put them out into the world to test them with myself to then see whether they stick or not. You need to look closely and look yourself in the mirror and decide, what is really going on with you, whether it's a 9-to-5 job, whether it's being with a partner that you don't want to be any longer, whether it's that friend that is causing you a lot of stress and anxiety, whatever it is, there must be something that you know for sure has to change. Pause for a second. You can even pause this video. Pause for a second and write down what is the one thing that if you could take away from your life and take it away and for things to be better, what would that thing be? Write it down. Once you write that down, and this might take a minute, this might take an hour, this might take a day, this might take a week, this might take a month, whatever it takes, wait, look at it, talk to friends, talk to family, ask them for input and feedback and insights into how they see you, into what they see is good in you, into what they see is not so good in you, because you might be stuck and not looking beyond the day-to-day grind. And then start defining ways that you can solve that challenge, that pain, that frustration, whether it's something that is really bringing you down every day, whatever it is, and come up with at least 3 ideas into how you're gonna then make change in your life. Once you've done that, pick one that is gonna be the one you wanna trial, the one you wanna prototype, the one you wanna go ahead with and test, the one that you wanna get some results, the one that you're gonna do some metrics and see whether it sticks or not in your life. Do it. I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was going through terrible anxiety and probably undiagnosed depression. God knows. I was not in a good place. I knew something had to change as part of my new journey into a startup life. What did I do? I looked around, I asked my family, I asked my friends, I asked them, what do you see that I don't see? And I really started reflecting on things that I could improve. And I remember coming across, and as you know by now, if you've listened to my videos previously, this program called Peak Persona, that it was all about change, all about growth, all about performance, all about really becoming a better version of yourself. I didn't know if it was gonna work. I didn't know if it was gonna stick. And I did that for 30 days, every single day. That changed my life. That was the prototype, one of the 3 ideas I had to make things better. It was either going to a psychologist and talking about it. It was either doing other things around meditation and things like that, which ultimately I included in my life. But it was also trialing this thing. For now, I can say with my hand on my heart that it is one of the best ways that you can tackle your problems. Pick a challenge, chat to family and friends, pause and reflect, define ways that you can solve those problems and challenges. Pick 3 ideas, write them down, and pick at least one that you want to prototype. Don't wait until 2020. Don't wait until being numb over a glass of wine and probably way too many glasses of wine over the silly season. Do it now. This is your life and you own it, and you gotta make the most of it. Thank you guys. Lots of love. Bye.